As you see, Jerome D'Ambrosio is at the front of the field. How's he done that? But anyway, the Germany Prix is a go. And we've made the dive bomb move, and there's a front wing off, a rear wing off. I believe that's off of our car. We're squirming around all over the place, and the front wing is off from Jean-Eric Vergne's car. Vergne peels off into the pits. Now, Vergne is sacrificing himself to do a two-stop strategy. I mean, as I said, all the cars max out at the same speed. Yeah, I would attribute that to me, but it's just kind of frustration at this point. You know, squirming under braking, which is inevitable with the lack of rear wing, and we've lost tons and tons of places. I think we've lost about 8 positions there. There's one of the Mahindras has lost his front wing, and we go flying. The other one absolutely smacks the back of us. Daniel Apt's going into the pits because he's lost his front wing. No, it's fine. No, we're good. Okay, so bit of smoke there. No, there's even more smoke coming out of our car. That looks terminal. I don't know what's caused that. Turbing down the inside. Wow, he does actually lift up Nathaniel Burton a bit there, but no damage to either car. But as you will have seen at the start of the race, I set the fuel so that it only lasted 13 laps. But the end of lap 13, and no one's coming to the pits. Actually, D'Ambrosio's finally decided to come into the pits. He's done 15 laps. 15 laps. He's only meant to do 13. Everyone was only meant to do 13. He's done 15. Okay, at the start of this race, the AI were only meant to do 13 laps. D'Ambrosio only did 15 laps on fuel. How did Vergne and Villeneuve do 16 laps? I've no idea, but if Vergne's going to hold first place, which I think he is, Vergne is going to win the Germany Prix at Hockenheim just ahead of Jacques Villeneuve, who's been very quick this race. Right, okay, so hey guys, it's PSL here, and I'm here for the 4th episode in this Formula E on Formula 1 tracks series. And a couple of things I want to clear up, a couple of questions people have been asking. I am racing with a PS3 controller on this game, and there's not going to be any driver changes as well, because by this point in the season, in real life Formula E, Jacques Villeneuve was replaced by Mike Conway. But just to keep it simple, I'm going to keep it with the base 18 drivers that started the Formula E season. So that's why Villeneuve's still on the grid. But also, it's quite a laugh to have Villeneuve on the grid, I think. Anyway, as you can see, tyre wear has been turned off. Now, it's been on for the past 3 races. It'll probably be on for every race after this one. But honestly, the front tyre wear was so abnormally high at this track that I had to turn it off, or else I'd lose several seconds a lap. Past like the 3rd lap. Anyway, end of practice. Jean-Eric Vergne the quickest there, Robin Freins second, and Freins has still not scored any points this series, so hopefully he can get some points this race. Jerome D'Ambrosio third, but I mean also Vergne, our teammate, being quickest. That's good for DS Virgin Racing. You got Abt 4th, Sarrazin 5th, Heidfeld 6th, De Costa 7th. So there you go, make of that whatever you want. Anyway, yeah, going back to the tyre wear issue, I did make my own setup. This is actually the first time I've made my own setup on rFactor anyway. And as you can see, I've put more brake bias at the rear, so it's now 50-50. I think before it was 43-57. I think I might have changed the spring rate and tyre pressures possibly, but the key difference, along with the brake bias, is the front toe angle and the caster angle. Because honestly, the front tyre wear was so abnormal. Because the problem is that for me, it's so easy to overheat the tyres around this track that, you know, you can get them up to temperature really quickly, but then because they're so hot, they just wear down so quickly. So after about the 3rd lap, the tyres have worn so much because they're so hot that you lose about 6 seconds a lap. Hence why the tyre wears off, and hence why I had to make my own strategy. My own setup. The setup minimises the front the tyre overheating issue, but as you can see, the front left is still baking hot, even with using my own custom setup. But the setup helped to reduce the issue, and bearing in mind the tyres overheating makes me lose pace in itself. You know, I mean, the tyre wear just compounds the issue, hence why I've turned it off, just to make the race fair. Anyway, that was my qualifying lap. Oh, the end of it anyway, 1:37 point whatever I did. Nelson Piquet takes pole position for the Hungarian E-Prix, his teammate Oliver Turvey second, Buemi third, Sarrazin fourth. He's been consistently quick this weekend, in fact this entire series really. Prost fifth, De Costa in sixth, and there you go, we're the slowest in qualifying, with Villeneuve, De Grassi and Freins all getting disqualified because, well, they did 13 laps and it's a 12 lap limit, which I didn't set, it's just a part of the track, but Villeneuve's the interesting one. Bearing in mind, Villeneuve is used to this layout of Hungaroring. It's the 1998 layout of Hungaroring. He's used to this layout of the track, and he's used to the 1 hour, 12 lap qualifying format. He did it for several years. But despite that, he still went over the 12 lap limit, which is astonishing. Anyway, on the grid for the Hungarian E-Prix, and the lights are lighting up, and then we off, and we are away for the Hungarian E-Prix. Another smoky start despite using my own custom setup. And it looks like we've actually got a run on the Apt car. That will be Daniel Apt, actually. We're up behind one of them Hendrick cars. We're going around the outside, around the first corner, and I think we've done alright out of that. Actually, no crashes exiting the first corner. I'm astounded. And we just about make some room going into the second corner. We've got past a few people there alongside one of the Dragon Racing cars around the outside. We've actually got a run on the second Dragon Racing. Yeah, we got past both of them. We're now right up behind Antonio Felix da Costa. And are we going to make a move? Yes, we are, really. Da Costa did brake quite early for that corner. But the advantage about the tyres overheating so easily for me is that we can get them up to temperature. So, because we're getting them up to temperature so quickly, we're just on the pace straight away. The AI having to take a couple of laps to warm up their tyres. And we do force Nico Prost out wide there. And oh my word, Da Costa has lost his front wing because of that. And I didn't mean to force Prost out wide. I didn't mean to ruin Da Costa's race either. Let's have a look at this from Da Costa's point of view. Did we force Prost out wide? I mean, we try and turn in for the corner. I don't know. Yeah, it's my fault, but you can't really go too wide into that corner. So I think me and Prost just tried to do something that couldn't happen, and Da Costa just lost out from that. Anyway, as you can see, going into the third sector, that corner, the third to last corner, we just went through slightly different in 1998 than it is nowadays. Anyway, and we used this layout of the track because this track was just slightly easier to format a race around. Anyway, we do get past Sarrazin actually going into the last corner, and we're now right up behind Sebastian Buemi and then both next EV cars. And we got the slipstream on them, and as you can see, the tyres, especially the front tyres, already up to temperature, and this is why we got the pace so early on. This is why we got to capitalise in the first lap, and geez, losing it going into the first corner. We're just not used to having that much rear brake bias, and you know, we locked up the rears going into the first corner there. Hairy moment. Anyway, going down the inside of Oliver Turvey, and it looks like we got the move, but PK's actually holding us up. No, we do go around PK, and we're leading the Hungarian E-Prix. Wow, and this is the advantage of having the front tyres getting up to temperature so quickly, really. And, you know, we've had a couple of hairy moments once we get used to having 50-50 brake bias. Anyway, yeah, Sarrazin is, as you can see, he sees us get past Buemi, and I think he tries to follow us through, getting past Buemi. And, well, he's got the inside line going into the second corner, and, yeah, he's made the move. Sarrazin up into 4th place. And Sarrazin has been consistently quick this race weekend, and he's got past Buemi relatively easily. And bearing in mind, Buemi's in the E-Dams car. So there you go. Anyway, Da Costa into the pits, obviously losing his front wing earlier on. And we're not going to see any weird pit lane glitches. He's not going to crash into the pit wall. He's not going to gain a massive advantage by coming in early. It's a normal race. You know, he's going to come into the pits, he's going to come out, he's not going to gain an advantage. It's all normal. For the first time this series. Anyway, De Grassi and Heifeld, this is the battle for third to last. It's a quite tragic battle, but De Grassi, is he going to go round the outside of Heifeld going into the first corner? No! De Grassi goes into the back of Nick Heifeld, and, well, De Grassi's lost his front wing, Heifeld his rear wing, and sure, they're at the back of the field anyway, but that's not good for both of those guys. Their charge through the field has been, well and truly stunted at this point. Anyway, we're coming up to start the 4th lap, and we're a good 3 seconds ahead of PK Jr. and we go into this first corner in a normal way. We don't lock up the rears this time, but we're 3 seconds ahead of PK Jr. and the gap is stabilising. We were extending it because the AI were warming up their tyres, but they've got their tyres up to temperature. We're not going to pull away anymore. That 3 second gap is going to kind of stabilise. Anyway, De Grassi and Heifeld come into the pits. Again, just to remind you, these guys, they're not going to gain an advantage by coming into the pits. It's a normal race, and they're not going to go into the wall either, the pit wall. You know, the past 3 races, we've had some weird issues of pitting in, but no, this race has all been completely fixed. Anyway, we got Sarrazin. He's caught up to the back of Oliver Turvey. And in the third sector, he's hit Oliver Turvey there ever so slightly, but no damage to either car. And I think he's got past Turvey, although he's got the outside line. No, but he's pretty much already ahead. Yeah, he's pretty much already ahead, and he's split both next EV cars, and that is Sarazan moving up into third place, and he's right up behind PK Jr. So Sarazan, really quick this race, to be honest. Anyway, yes, and we're here with Buemi. Now, Buemi is on the back of Oliver Turvey. Sarazan actually lost out to PK Jr., as you can see, but Buemi does the exact same move to Oliver Turvey. So Buemi is now in fourth. Turvey has gone down from third to fifth in the span of a few laps, actually, because this is like a couple of laps after Sarazan made his move. Buemi up into fourth, Turvey down into fifth. And as you can see, there's Nico Prost right up behind as well. So both EDAMs doing very well, actually. It's kind of an EDAMs next EV battle with just us and Sarazan kind of in the way. Well, I say in the way, we're good 3 seconds ahead of PK Jr. Anyway, we come to the pits, and as you can see, we've got enough fuel to do another 2 laps, but we know that, you know, the pit stop times are so long in Formula E. Well, in this mod anyway, just because of how the mod's programmed. You're better off coming in early because, I mean, how long are we stopping for? 53 seconds, yeah. If we came in when the tank was dry, we'd be stopping for about 68 seconds. So you gain a massive advantage by coming in early, and actually no one else came in with us. Degrassi and Heifeld up ahead, obviously they had to come in earlier on. De Costa up ahead. Basically everyone who's just ahead of us had to come into the pits earlier on, and no stop-go penalty like we saw at Silverstone, because we didn't speed in the pit lane. If anything, we actually almost undersped in the pit lane. Anyway, we're coming through the sector where me and Prost are coming together. There's a couple of wheels off. It's almost like a CSI crash scene. What on earth is this about? Okay, whoa, there's a front wing off as well. So, behind closed doors, some crash happened there. And the front wing is red, so what does that mean? Does that mean Dragon? No, it means Apt. Okay, so this is an incident between Daniel Apt and Nathaniel Burton. Again, these guys are near the back of the field. They're at the back of this massive train anyway. Jesus, Burton goes over, well, nearly goes over, he mounts Daniel Apt. As you can see, there's just one of the wheels going by, there's the other wheel, wow. The wheel's actually overtaking their cars at this point. But let's have another look at that. Because we saw what happened, but who was at fault? So Burton behind Daniel Apt. I'll tell you what, Daniel Apt did brake very early for that, and Daniel Apt retired as well. He lost his rear wheel. So, both guys out of the race, but Daniel Apt, he did brake really early for that corner, so I would have to say Daniel Apt's at fault for that. Nathaniel Burton just got screwed over there, as you can see. Yeah, from that angle, it almost looks like Burton's fault, but no, I definitely think it's Apt's fault, and both of those guys are out of the race, so we've gained a couple of places there, but these guys were at the back of the field anyway. I wasn't really worried about these two anyway. As you can see, a lap after we pit, we got Sarazan in the pits, both next EV cars staying out. What about both EDAM's cars are in? Okay, so Sarazan and the EDAMs are going to try and get the jump on the next EV cars by pitting in a lap early, and logically this should work. The undercut really does work with the long pit lane times. Anyway, Buemi, he's behind Sarazan. Well, Sarazan just goes past, and so does Nico Prost. And Buemi was ahead of Prost going into the pits, albeit only just, but Buemi was just ahead. Wow, I mean, someone write me a conspiracy theory. EDAM's favouring Prost. No, don't write me a conspiracy theory. Anyway, okay, what's happened here? Okay, we actually come out of the pits behind Nico Prost. We do get past Prost, but we came out the pits behind Sarazan. Bearing in mind, we came into the pits a lap earlier than Sarazan, but he got out ahead of us, and so did Prost temporarily. I don't know how that happened, because logically he should have been in his pit box longer, and our outlap wasn't that bad. It wasn't perfect, but it wasn't bad, so I don't know how Sarazan and Prost got out ahead of us. Anyway, what about both next EV cars? They're in the pits now, and nowhere to be seen, actually. We had come out ahead of them. So that means Sarazan is in a net first place. We're in a net second place. Prost is net third. PK, as you can see in the bottom right, is net fourth. So PK has come out ahead of Buemi. Don't really know what happened to Buemi in that pit stop phase. It's almost like EDAMs are favouring Prost, but as I say, I wouldn't look into it. This isn't Hamilton-Rosberg. You know, don't go overboard with the conspiracy theories. Anyway, yeah, we're still up behind Sarazan, and we really are going to need to get past him, but going wide there is not going to help. But we need to get past Sarazan. I don't know how easy that's going to be to do, because our pace of the AI was pretty much equal. So I don't know how we're going to get past Sarazan, but at the minute we're in the net second place. Degrassi's coming to the pits again for the second time. Heifeld is going. He's in the pits now. Actually, so Heifeld's staying out a lap longer in the battle between him and Degrassi. Anyway, we're trying to get past Sarazan, and yeah, we caught up to the back of him, and actually we got a pretty decent run coming out of the last corner, and we're in the slipstream, and can we get past Sarazan? We got the slight momentum, and I don't know, we got the inside line for the first corner. Yeah, we brake later, and we are now leading the Hungarian E-Prix once again. But, I mean, where's, who's the guy in third? Prost? Where's Prost? Nowhere. Well, we just saw him at the end of the shot there, but honestly, me and Sarazan were on a different level of pace compared to the rest of the field. We actually run wide going into the third sector. I do prefer the third sector to Hungaroring then compared to now. But anyway, Sarazan, yeah, he takes his opportunity. We do outbrake ourselves again, and Sarazan gets past us. But this battle is just ongoing. We tried to get back past Sarazan, but no, can't do it. But what about the same move? The same move we pulled last lap. And yeah, but we've done it even easier because we got the momentum. Well, we were just closer to Sarazan when we got the momentum on him. And we're up into first place. Nico Prost 4 seconds behind. Honestly, I said it earlier on, I'll say it again. Me and Sarazan were on a different level of pace compared to everyone else. Honestly, your Edams, your next EVs, they were good, but not quite us and Sarazan. Anyway, yeah, we do run wide. No, Sarazan, actually, bearing in mind this is on the last lap. Sarazan, very opportunistic move. I didn't even think we took that corner that badly. We can't have left Sarazan much room. Let's have a look at this. This is the last lap for the race, and Sarazan goes down the inside. We didn't leave him that much room, but Sarazan very opportunistic. Wow, very good from the AI. I love that attacking spirit. But this is quite worrying. We've got half a lap to get back past Sarazan if we want to win this race. Another replay. Let's have a look, because this could be a crucial move for the race result. I have to say, we did leave room, but only just enough, so Sarazan did astonishingly well there. But we got half a lap to catch up to Sarazan, half a lap. Going into the third sector, my preferred third sector. I do love this third sector. I think they have ruined it more than, with the modern layout for Hungaroring. Anyway, we're right behind Sarazan, the third sector. This is where we're quick compared to the AI. We've got past Sarazan twice coming out to the last corner. Are we going to do it again? We've got to run on Sarazan, but no, I think we're too far behind. And we might get past him before the first corner, but will we get past him before the start-finish line? And we got the momentum, we got the run, and no, we're just not going to do it. Sarazan has won the Hungarian E-Prix. We're just behind the second. Nico Prost, you could just see off in the distance. He is in third. Oh my word, us and Sarazan, what a battle. With both next EV cars, both Edam's cars up there. I thought it was going to be a battle for them, but no, us and Sarazan, wow, what a battle we had. Honestly, we were the story of this race. Who took the fastest lap? Degrassi? Out of absolutely nowhere, Degrassi took the fastest lap, so he gets a couple of points for scoring the fastest lap. Wow, honestly, what a race. That battle for first place at the end was astonishing. Well, wow, 1.5 tenths behind Sarazan at the end. Nico Prost third, PK4, Turvey fifth. Bruno Senna and Loic Duval both ahead of Buemi, so Buemi, wow, he had a really poor second stint, but I mean, we saw he's held up in the pits. But Buemi, wow, he really did have a poor end to that race. Silvestro 9th, Da Costa 10th. He had a good recovery drive, bearing in mind he lost his front wing at the start of the race. Da Costa get a point in 10th. And really not a lot else to say, really. Degrassi 14th, Heifeld last of the finishers, and the two retirements being Abt and Burton. Right then, so on to the Drivers' Championship, and Loic Duval is still leading the Drivers' Championship. His surprise 7th place, I don't know how he got ahead of Buemi. I don't really know what happened to Buemi at the end of that race, but Duval still leading the Drivers' Championship, but only 1 point ahead of ourselves. And, you know, if we won that race, we would be leading the Drivers' Championship. But Duval has been consistently quick all series. I don't really know why he's been so quick, but really Duval has done astonishingly well. Bruno Senna is still in third, as he was another person who got past Buemi out of absolutely nowhere. With Sarazan, our rival from this race, and someone who's been consistently quick all series, he's in fourth in the Drivers' Championship, and after his performance this race, he thoroughly deserves it because he charged his way through the field. He was quick in practice, quick in quali, beat us right at the end. Lower down the field, there's not really a great deal to say, other than Robin Freins, after 4 races, still has not scored a point. Obviously, crashing to the pit wall at Silverstone was just a little unlucky in the past 2 races, and then this race, I don't know what happened to him. second quickest in practice, but nowhere in qualifying or the race, so Freins still hasn't scored a point. On to the Teams Championship, and DS Virgin are still leading the Teams Championship. Myself putting in a very good performance, and John-Eric Verne doing pretty well. We're leading the Teams Championship. And quite a way actually, 18 points ahead of the team in second, which is Renault Edam, so finally Edams are emerging near the top, which is really something I was expecting. I'm surprised it's actually taken them this long. And at the bottom, Andretti are really being left behind. I don't know what's happened. Obviously, Freins not scoring any points, and there's only so much Di Silvestro can do, but Andretti really being left behind. They're going to need their season to really turn around, and bearing in mind we're nearly at the halfway mark of the season. We've done 4 of the 10 races, so Andretti need to do something, and they need to do it fast. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and next time we're at the halfway mark of the season. And where are we celebrating the halfway mark? Well, at a track I've never driven around before, Zandvoort. Bearing in mind it was last used in 1985. I have no idea how this track goes, and I've got to go off and actually learn the track. So yeah guys, I'll see you for the halfway mark of the season, the Dutch Grand Prix at Zandvoort. So I'll see you then.